Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? This is Sam coming to you live with YogaShape Method. A couple minutes behind today. It was so hot I had to go get some extra water. So I'm just checking to see if you can hear me. So if you are there, say hello. Today we're going to do YogaShape Method. All you need is a bottle of water and a mat if you have one. And if you have a magic circle, that is fantastic. You can use that. So say hi if you're there, and let's get started. It's going to be about an hour long. Glad that everyone's here. Glad that everyone... Okay, the sound is working. I did record a whole video twice without any music. So we are going to get started. Have your bottle of water near your mat. If you have a magic circle, let's grab that. And we're going to stand in the middle of our mat. And we're just going to take our circle and we're just going to start squeezing it. So you're pulsing and squeezing like this. If you don't have a magic circle, then you can just clasp your hands like this and just pulse, 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 pulse. We're squeezing this pectoral, this muscles right in here, trying to build that up. So let's just do that a few times. We're pulsing, we're squeezing here. Okay, and then let's just squeeze, 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 and hold. Just squeeze that, and then you can just release that for a moment, and then let's just squeeze your arms, put your arms out straight ahead of you, and then let's slowly just bend down, and then we're just gonna inhale and arms up straight. So bending down, and inhale with your arms up straight. So dropping down, and inhale up. Just activating everything, warming up those legs. Inhaling and exhaling, lifting those arms up nice and straight. Let's just do a few more of these. And then just hold here at the top. Let's inhale and come up all the way on our toes. So you're lifting your heels up off the floor. And if you have that magic circle, little pulses here. If not, pull your abdominals in and just hold your arms up nice and straight. And then let's slowly lower down. We still have our heels up, and let's come back up. Let's just do that 4 times. So 4, 3, 2, 1 more time, and inhale all the way up and hold here. And then let's just lower those heels down, slowly drop back down again, and inhale back up. Let's do that 10 times. So 10 little mini squats here. Try to get that bottom a little bit lower. Imagine yourself sitting down in a chair. And then we're going to add our leg in. So let's extend this leg out. So we're lifting up and then coming back down. Switching sides. And really squeeze that leg up a little bit. We're working on our booty. Let's do 8 more of these. Good job. And then let's just hold this out here and little pulses. So pulse, pulse. If you don't have a magic circle, you're just standing here. We're pulse, 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 little pulses. And then bring your leg in closer, almost into a plie, knees slightly bent, and just lift your leg out and back in. Good morning, everyone. If you're there, say hello. And then let's switch sides. So bring the other leg. We're going to lift it up and come back into that squat. Lifting up and back into that squat. And then let's hold this leg out and just pulse it out. Small range of motion. Pulse, pulse, abdominals engage. Pulse, 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 pulse. And then coming in closer to that position here and lifting straight up. So you're targeting this area, that saddlebag area. And then let's just release down. Let's drop our magic circles down. If you have it, drop it to the side. Let's come back to the center of our mats, just warming up a little bit more, inhaling all the way up, reaching up to the sky, stretching up our hands, and then let's just release our arms down as we bend and extend. So just bending here. Try to make sure when you bend down that your knees are right over your ankles. So we're dropping down and inhaling up. Let's just do a few more of these. And then let's hold halfway here. So we're stretching in 4 different directions. We're breathing. We'll sit back a little bit more. And then let's do little pulses. Pulse, 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 pulse. Little pulses here. And then let's sit a little bit lower if we can. Lift up one heel and pulse to that side. Great job. And then lower down. Let's lift the other leg up and little pulses. Just warming up. We're in mountain 1. And then lift up both toes if you can. And then sit a little bit lower. And then let's inhale our arms all the way up. And exhale our arms down. And do that 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale down. Sit a little bit lower. And inhale up. And exhale down and hold. Lower those feet down. Inhale all the way up. And this time, let's reach forward, swooping down, lightly touching the ground, knees bent, legs bent, and then inhale back up. Let's do a few of these. Inhaling and exhaling. Nice, big, deep breaths. And then let's inhale all the way back up. Clasp your hands, come into your heart center. Let's just walk our feet in so we're about shoulder width apart. And inhale those arms all the way up. Exhale your arms down. Place one hand on your hip and lift up and out of your rib cage. Getting a nice lateral stretch here. Noticing if you feel tighter on one side than the other. Let's inhale all the way back up and drop down. I'm rocking my new work pants. These are the octopus ones. It's their C collection, their most popular collection. It's pretty cool pants. They're for triathlon, stand-up paddleboarding. Let's swan dive forward, hinging all the way down, dropping down into a standing forward fold. Have your knees slightly bent. Just shift your weight back and forth a little bit. Notice how you feel right now. And then just try to straighten your legs if you can. Extend your legs up to the lift your bottom and extend everything up to the sky. Take your hands, if you can, put them around your ankles and pull in a little bit more. And if you can and you want to, let's reach behind and clasp our hands and extend our arms up to the sky. Drop our head down a little more. Straighten those legs. Lift into this and lower down. Slowly coming up into a chair position with your arms here or here. And then let's focus on our posture. Shift your weight back a little bit so your toes pop up off the floor just a teeny bit. Sit a little bit lower and breathe into this. Then let's bring our hands in our heart center and let's do little pulses. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Just a small little pulse, pulse, pulse. Good job. Keep breathing into this. And then we're going to just move with this a little bit. So I'm just going to turn so you can see me. Make sure you're on one side of your mat. We're pulsing. And we're just going to step side to side. I feel like when I used to play a long time ago, Atari, the little Space Invaders, if anyone remembers that. This is the little Space Invader dance. So we're really activating our legs here, feeling this burn. Let's do a few more of these side to side. Just side to side on your mat. A couple more. Stay lower if you can. Sit lower. Good job. And then let's just hold here. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Little pulses. And woo, let's release. Feels good to stand up, doesn't it? Let's inhale all the way up. Stretching through our spine. Reaching our hands to the sky. And then let's slowly come into our heart center. Let's come back to the front of our mats. And let's inhale all the way up. Swan diving forward, slowly dropping down into standing forward fold. Drop that head down. Then let's inhale and come up into monkey with a flat tabletop back. Notice our arms are just dangling and relaxed. We're like a monkey here. Then let's lower back down. Inhale and lift back up into monkey. And then lower back down. Let's step down. Get down to all fours. to get ready for cat-cow. So let's have our shoulders right over our elbows, right over our wrists. And let's inhale up, arching up here, breathing into this. And then slowly lower down, arching up, slight bend in your elbows, feeling this nice stretch in your spine. It's like, hello, good morning. Let's warm up. Today is a historic day. The SpaceX launches today. It was canceled on Wednesday, so I'm hoping to go out and see that on the beach later. Let's inhale, arch back up, arch your spine, pull everything up. Arch, arch, arch. Spread out those fingers, press your cat claw finger pads into the mat, and then let's release down. Good job. Now let's do a couple more of these. Let's pick up the pace and flow with this. Let's inhale up. Exhale down and out. Inhale up. Exhale down and out. Inhale. And exhale. Let's inhale. And exhale down and out. Let's take this leg and extend it out behind us. Take the opposite arm, lower those hips, square them. So you don't want to be here. People tend to be here. Lower, square that off. Your head is parallel with your arm. You can flex your toe. Let's point our toe. And let's just breathe, balance, and hold here. And then let's release down and switch sides. Extend the opposite arm and leg up. Lower that hip, spread out those fingers, look straight down. And then let's flow with that, releasing down. Let's inhale up. Exhale down. Let's do a couple more of these. With each inhalation, stretch a little bit further. Let's hold here at the top. Let's drop this back leg down and lift straight up for 20. If this is too much with your hand here, you can drop it down to here, elbows slightly bent. Halfway there, keep breathing. Lifting up nice and slow. Abdominals are engaged and pulled in. And then let's hold here at the top. Bring this arm down in little pulses. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Little pulses, small range of motion. And then let's bring this leg, cross it over, drop it down, look back, and just get a little stretch here. And then we're gonna look forward again and lift straight up and down. Abdominals, pull them up and in. Navel's back, and lift straight up and down. Halfway there, a few more. And then let's just look back. That leg is straight, and then bring it all the way forward, and then back. These little side kicks. This is the shaping part of our class. Let's drop this leg down and just sit back and stretch into this for a moment. Stretching out those hands on the mat, resting your head on the forehead, and then let's come back forward and just lean into this. Just kind of shift your weight so you really feel a stretch in your legs in here, in that groin area. And then let's bring this leg back in for a moment. Just readjust. We're gonna lift our leg straight up and then down. Our fire hydrant lifts. Breathing into this. A few more of these. 10. We're doing 9, 8. Good job. 7. Spread the weight out in your shoulders and your hands. Try to equally distribute it. Then hold here, flex your toe, and just pull it in and out. A little pulse, pulse, pulse. Good job. Pulse, pulse. And then hold here, just little lifts up. Pulse, 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 and then lower down. Let's switch sides. Let's extend the other arm and opposite leg up. Spread those fingertips out on the mat. Lower down and lift straight up for 20. Breathing into this. And then let's hold here at the top. Drop this arm down. Little pulses, pulse, pulse, pulse. Small range of motion. And then hold here, cross this over and look out at your leg. It should be nice and straight. Just get a little stretch here, and then we're gonna lift straight up and down, elbows slightly bent. And then hold here. And we'll just straighten that. Make sure that leg is nice and straight. We're going to bring this leg over for that kick. We're going to do 10 of these. Breathing into this. And then lower that leg down. Let's roll back and stretch into this. Resting your forehead on the mat if you can. Stretching out those arms. Good job. And let's slowly come back up and just move your body a little bit around so you can feel how it feels if you shift your weight into different spots. And just feel like today I feel a little bit tighter on this leg than the other leg. Let's bring this leg in, preparing for our fire hydrant lifts. And when you lift up, try not to let your hips pop out to the side. Try to spread your hands out a little bit, the girth, the width of your shoulders, and evenly distribute the weight into your hands. Then let's hold here at the top, flex your toe, and little pulse pulling it up. And then just straight up and down. Good job. And then let's lower everything down. Let's go into extended child's pose for a moment. Then let's slowly come up on our hands. Spread out your fingers. Scrunch up your toes, and let's just lift up here and just walk this out for a moment. Your head is relaxed and dangling in here. And then let's drop back down to our knees. Let's come up on our hands all the way. Scrunch up your toes and lift and press back, going into our first down dog. Again, let's walk this out. Walk out your down dog. And then let's press all the way back and inhale and come up on our toes and roll down. Do that one more time. Lowering down. Then let's come all the way forward into a plank position. Shift your weight forward. You can be modified on your knees if you want here. And let's just hold this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's roll back into extended child's pose. And then come forward into plank. And roll and stretch back. And come forward into plank. Let's do that a few more times. And then let's hold here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. Roll back. Stretch out here. Then let's come back forward to that plank. This time, let's pick this leg up and step it out to the side and then back in. So just side to side. If this is too much, you can drop to your knee here and just do this. Let's do a few more of those, then come back and switch sides. Shift your weight forward a little bit, lower those hips. And then let's drop to the knees, go back into that extended child's pose. Stretching out those arms, feels good. Let's come back all the way up. Let's turn around and come into a sit position on our mat. So coming into a nice sit position on our mat, let's extend one leg out, bend the other one in, and roll all the way down. Once you're here, pull both legs into your chest. Give yourself a little massage, a little hug. Roll that sacrum and low back, massage that. Let's come back to the center. Let's extend our legs up to the sky. Really inhale those arms up, and then extend those arms up. Shift your legs out a little bit, and let's just lift up and twist. Imagine we have a ball. Let's throw that up to our legs. Just throw it up and catch it. So we're working our side obliques a little bit and our lower abdominals. And then let's come back to the center. Inhale and bring your arms up behind your head and bring them, interlace them behind, elbows out wide. And let's just do a double crunch in and dropping down. So we're just double crunching in. And then let's add to this. You can stay here, or you can crunch in and extend your legs out. It's more challenging the lower your legs go. You could also have them up here. So just do what works for you, but challenge yourself a little bit. And then let's come back into the center. Let's just inhale and drop our neck to the left or the right, and then the other side. Come back to the center. Let's extend one leg out and just pull this in, pulse, pulse, and then switch. Pulse, 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 pulse. If you want, you can tuck your chin to your chest and lift up. And breathing into this. Little pulses. And then we're just going to rest for a quick moment. Just readjust yourself. Make sure you're inhale those arms over your head. Let's tuck our chin to our chest, and we're just going to add on to that. So instead of the pulse, pulse, it's just going to be a single one. So extend those legs out and catch it, pulling that knee in towards your chest. And then let's bring our legs in, tabletop them out to here. Inhale your arm back over your head. Exhale down, tuck your chin to your chest, and let's start our Pilates 100. Inhale on a count of 5, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, pulse those arms, keep those arms out nice and straight, pulse them even faster and harder. And exhale. Now if you can, extend your legs out straight, toes pointed. Inhale, and exhale. Lift up a little higher, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. One more, and exhale, and lower down. Pull those legs in towards your chest. Let's inhale and drop our neck to the left, and exhale and roll it to the other side. And let's do that again. And come back to the center. Great job. Let's extend those legs out. Inhale your arms up over your head. Interlace your fingers. Let's get ready for a bicycle twist. So your legs higher, it's easier. The lower they go, it's more challenging. So let's lift up and twist. And then switch sides. So we're just twisting and lifting, really trying to lift up with your abdominals and keep your elbows out wide. Okay, and let's go. Pick this pace up a little bit. Let's twist to each side. Good job. Couple more. Great. Pull those legs in towards your chest. Let's lower those legs down. Switch your hips to one side, elbows out wide. Let's lift straight up for 20. Working these side obliques right here. Lifting straight up. Good job. And let's lower down. Shift your hips to the other side. And let's lift straight up. And then let's lower down. Let's come back to the center, arms out to the side. Just windshield wiper your legs side to side. Just opening up, warming up those hips. Noticing if you feel any hinges or anything tighter. So I notice this side right here is a little tighter than this side. Just kind of making a little mental note of that. Hopefully by the end of the class, everything will be warmed up and balanced together and just ready for the weekend. Let's inhale our arms up. Exhale, pull in one leg, and let's just roll up, coming all the way up into a sit position. Let's turn around and come onto all fours on our mat. Grab a little bit of water if you need it. I am outside on my patio, and it's really, really hot. The Florida summers are definitely coming. I might have to find an alternative spot to teach classes because it is too hot out here in the morning. So let's come back to our get in on your mat in the center, spread out your fingers. Let's lift back up into down dog. Let's do 5 deep breaths together. Trying to get your heels down to the floor if you can. If you're not there, that's okay. And then let's step all the way forward with one foot and then the other foot, going into a standing forward fold. Let's slowly inhale and look up to monkey. Flat back, have that tabletop, and then release back down. Then inhale into a chair, into a sit position, and then come all the way up, extend your arms up, and then come down into your heart center. We are preparing for sun salutation. So let's come to the front of our mat. We're going to do 4 of these today. That's what we usually do. So come to the front of your mat. Let's come into our heart center. Let's find our perfect posture. Stick our neck in and out. Make sure our shoulders are right in alignment with our hips and our knees. We don't want to be arched out like this, so tuck that pelvis in and just shoulders relax. And let's do 1 deep breath together. And then let's begin. Let's inhale our arms all the way up to the sky. And let's swan dive forward, hinging at our hips, slowly dropping down into a standing forward fold. Let's inhale and look up to monkey. Let's exhale back down. Place your hands on the mat. Step back with 1 foot and then the other foot going into a down dog or a one-legged down dog. Then from here, let's come forward into plank, full or modified. Let's drop down into crocodile with our hands really tight near our shoulders. Feet flat behind, come up here into your little up dog and then all the way up into cobra or full dog and then lower back down. Let's press and roll and lift back up into down dog or a one-legged down dog. And then come forward, stepping all the way forward. 1 big lunge here and then the other foot forward. Let's inhale and come back up to that monkey. Exhale back down. Let's inhale into chair and then exhale and come all the way up. Coming back into your heart center. We're going to do 3 more of these. So come back to the front of your mat and heart center. Let's inhale all the way up. Swan diving forward. Inhale, look up to monkey. Exhale, back down. Now be mindful of which leg you step backward before and try to alternate. And then coming forward into your plank. Dropping down into crocodile. Let's inhale and come up into up dog. Exhale, back down. Push and roll and come all the way back into that down dog. And then step all the way forward with 1 foot on the other, standing forward fold. Inhale, look up to monkey. Exhale, back down. Inhale into chair. And exhale all the way up. Coming back into our heart center. Let's come back to the front of our mats. Remember, you might have some emotions happening as you're doing class. There are issues in the tissues, as we say when we're doing massage and massage school and working with clients and body work and things like yoga. So it's okay, work through it. It's your practice. It's your life, your emotions, things going on. Just kind of note it, put it in the back of your mind, and let's work our bodies with sweat and breath and intention. Coming back forward to plank, lowering down to crocodile, and inhale up to that cobra up dog. Let's exhale back down, and let's push and roll all the way back. And then let's step all the way forward with 1 foot and then the other foot, standing forward fold. Inhale, look up to monkey. Exhale, back down, and reverse swan dive. All the way up, and then let's just drop into a chair, and then come all the way up. Let's come into our heart center. Grab water if you need it. We are preparing to go to mountain 2. We should be nice and warmed up. If you're there, say hello. You guys ready for mountain 2? Where we are going to do a few warrior 1s, 2s, and 3s, and maybe some balancing poses. So it's great. Okay. Let's go back to the center of our mats. And let's get ready to go into mountain 2. Let's start with a balancing pose. So let's just shift our weight, pick the palm of your foot up, and let's pick it up and place it right here in this pocket. And let's inhale all the way up. Clasp your hands. Come down into your heart center. And just breathe here, and then let's grow this tree, grow that tree, grow those branches. You can be here, or you can go into a cactus. You can do when you do that cactus, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Squeeze them together. So we're balancing, we're toning, we're breathing. This is a great pose to do every day. Or even when you're at the store waiting, you might not do it full pose, full Monty like this, but you could just have your, just be standing here balancing with 1 foot. Just do that every day. It'll definitely help your balance. So let's shift, let's shake that all out. Shake it out, and let's inhale, arms up. Clasp your heart center, shift your weight to the other side, pick up that foot and either having it here or picking it up and bringing it all the way up to here. Breathing into this. So you might just stay here, find that focal point, or you can grow your tree. Reaching here, extending your arms out, coming into cactus if you want. And if you want to do those little cactus lifts with me, you can. We are just squeezing those shoulders down. We're balancing. And then let's release that out, shake everything out. Let's just turn. I'm turning so you can see me. Inhale your arms up. Swan diving forward. Dropping into that standing forward fold. Let's straighten those legs. Let's lift up here, drop your head down. Let's do a couple deep breaths. Wrap your hands around if you want. And then let's release out of this, stepping or hopping back into down dog. Let's do 5 deep breaths together. Let's step all the way forward with one foot and pivot and flatten our back foot. We're rising up, going into warrior one. And let's inhale our arms all the way up to the sky. Lunge a little bit forward, arch a little bit, wakening up that psoas, these hip flexors in here. Glance down, make sure you can see your big toe in the inner part of your thigh, and breathe into this. Let's open up our arms. Let's lunge a little bit and pull back a little bit, breathing into this. And then let's go into reverse warrior. And then let's come back here and sit a little bit lower, pull back a little bit. And then let's straighten this leg. Let's windmill our arms around, going into pyramid. So you're squaring your hips with your legs and just surrender to this pose. You can have your hands on your thigh or drop them down. Drop your head, or you can walk your arms all the way out. Breathing into this. Both legs are straight. And then let's release. Let's walk our arms out and around, out of this to the other side. We're going to do the same thing, so let's roll up. Rotate your shoulders out and around. Inhale your arms up. Lunge a little bit deeper. Pull back a little bit and breathe into this. And then let's go into warrior two. Let's lunge a little bit and let's pull back with our upper body. Breathing into this. And then let's go into reverse warrior. And come back into warrior two, lunging a little bit deeper, pulling back a little bit, breathing into this. And let's straighten our legs, windmill those arms around, square your hips. Might need to shorten your stance a little bit and just lower down into this, surrendering to this pose. Both legs are straight. Drop your head here. Breathe into this. Then let's slowly walk our hands to the center. Let's reach behind and clasp our hands. Extend those arms up. Drop your head down. Breathe into this. Release those arms down, and if you can, wrap them around your ankles. Pull yourself down into this a little bit more. And then let's bring your hands to the center. Let's take our right arm and wrap it to that other leg. You can stay here, or you can raise your arm up to the sky, or you can wrap it around in a little bind here. Breathing into this. And then let's release that arm, come back to the center and do the same thing on the other side. So reach out to that leg. You might just be here, or you might come up, or you can do a little bind here. Breathing into this. And then let's slowly release out of this. Let's just shift our weight to one side and sit down here and let this toe pop up, this leg pop up. Breathing into this, really feeling a nice deep stretch in here. And then let's switch sides, dropping to the other side. Just noticing again, what side is tighter, what side hurts a little. You might feel it needs a little more breath work. And when you feel that tightness, that's when you use your breath. So inhale, and then send that breath down through your stomach, through your diaphragm, and then out to those legs, out to those muscles, and then all the way out to the big toe. It's really great. So let's just come forward here. We're going to do a frog pose. So we haven't done this very much. So what we're going to do is if you want to be on your mat, and you might need a little bit of a slippery surface. So we're just going to kind of widen our stance here and flip your legs out to the side, and you're going to just use your hands to just come down into this a little bit more. You might need to fold your mat over or in for a little bit more padding, so you can widen that stance, legs out like a frog, and then you're sitting into this, feeling this nice deep stretch in your groin and pelvis area, and just breathing into this. Slowly shift your weight forward and then lower back into this. And then let's come back up. Let's come out of this frog pose. It's kind of hard to do frog on a concrete patio. It's easier to do on a wood floor where you have a little bit of, you can put what I like to do is put a towel or something under both knees, and that way you can slide your legs out, in and out a little bit easier. So let's go back into the center of our mat. Let's lift up and lift up into down dog. Let's do a few deep breaths here. Let's get ready to go into a crescent lunge. So let's step all the way forward. Let's just rise up on our heel and slowly come up to your thigh here. Find a focal point. Shift your weight forward. And then if you can, bring your hands here. If you want, you can raise your arms up to the sky. You can arch back a little bit, breathing into this. And then let's come twisting into this leg. If this is too much, you can drop to your knee and be here. And let's just hold here, breathing into this. If you want, you can open up your arms, shift your weight forward. And slowly come back down to our knee. Let's come back to our center. Let's extend those arms up to the sky. Be mindful of your posture. Make sure your knee is right over your ankle. If not, just walk that out. Lunge into this a little bit more. Arch back, breathing into this. And let's come back into that heart center. Place your hand down on the mat and raise the other arm up to the sky. Let's come back to the center. If you want, you can scrunch up that toe and lift up here and just hold like this, or you can stay where we were, and then if you want, we can raise that arm up to your shoulder and then back up to the sky. Shift that weight forward a little bit. And then let's slowly come down, flatten that foot behind, and extend this leg out straight. Let that toe pop up. Just sit into this. Nice stretch. And then let's slowly come forward. Let's switch sides. Bring the other leg forward. Make sure your knee is right over your ankle, and let's lift up here. We're gonna rise up, preparing for crescent lunge, so shift your weight forward. You can stay right here if you want, or you can come to here, or here. You can arch back, shift that weight forward, try to sit a little bit lower. Come backing into our heart center, drop to your knee if you want, or we can do these twists here, shift that weight forward, breathing into this. You can come to here if you want to. Let's come back to that center, lowering down, flatten that knee, foot behind. Let's take this arm and let's raise it up to the sky. Let's come back here, placing the arms, the hands together. If you want, you can scrunch up your toe and just lift up and hold here. Again, make sure your knee is right over your ankle. If you want, you can raise your arm up to the sky and do a little twist here. And then let's slowly come down. Let's just come back up for a moment. Just readjust, knee right over your ankle, put your hands in your heart center. Shift that weight forward. Raise those arms up, and let's extend back a little bit. Inhaling and exhaling through our nose. Coming back into your heart center, hands down to the side, and let's shift that weight back. Let the tail pop up. Sit into this, breathing into this. And then let's slowly release out of this. Let's go into extended child's pose, stretching everything out. Resting our forehead on, let's actually widen your knees a little bit here. And extend those arms out really far. Drop your forehead down. Let's do a couple breaths. And then let's slowly come back up, lifting back up into down dog. Let's raise one leg up to the sky and bend this leg up and open up your hips. Let's do a few little circles. One way and then go the other way. And let's just extend that leg out straight behind us and bend it in. And then let's just bring it down and up and under, tuck it under. And then up and out and come in again. One more time. And then flatten that down. Let's raise the other leg up to the sky and open this up. Little circles. And go the other way. And then let's extend that leg out and bend it in. And then let's come back, square your hips and tuck that up and under. Back out, up and under. And then come back down, everyone together into down dog. Let's do a few breaths here. Let's step all the way forward, pivot and flatten our back foot, and let's rise up. Let's windmill those arms around, coming right into warrior two. Lunge into this, pull back a little bit. Breathing into this, sit a little bit lower if you can. Pull back more. Reverse here. And then let's windmill those arms back down into that pyramid for a moment. And then windmill those arms up here, back into mountain two. Sounds like my neighbor is weed eating. Hopefully he won't do it for very long. And then let's slowly release those arms down, bringing our hands back down to the mat. Bring this leg back, and let's switch sides. So bring the other foot forward, pivot and flatten your back foot. And let's slowly rise up, rotating our shoulders out and around. Lunge a little bit more, arch back a little bit. And then let's come back to here. And then let's windmill those arms down. Coming down here, and then bring those arms back up and around, coming back into mountain two. Pull back a little bit. And then let's windmill those arms back down. Place your hands on the mat and let's go back into downward facing dog. Let's come forward and drop to our knees, getting ready to go into camel. So if you need to, you can fold your mat up here and come into a seated position. You can make fists with your hands and bring them behind and place them on your hips. Or you can take your hands and put them here, pressing your hips out in line with your knees. You can drop your neck back and you can just be right here. Or if you want, you can drop back. Just try to hinge, bring those hips back forward in line with your knees. Drop back here and breathe into this. And then let's slowly come back to the center. And let's do that 2 more times. So it's just in between, we're just going to stretch out here. So countering a back bend with a forward bend. Let's do that 2 more times. Slowly coming back up, going to where you want to go. So take it to where you want to go, breathing into this. And slowly come back up to the center and then lowering down. Say hello if you're there. Let us know how you're doing. wish that there was a law where people could not mow their lawn and weed eat on Saturday mornings, but sadly there's not. So let's come back up. We're going to do one more of these. Putting our hands, pressing our hips out. You can drop your neck back if you want, or just stay right here. Or you can come all the way back and hinge forward. Bring your hips in line with your knees, and then lower down. And then let's slowly come back up, sliding your hands down your thighs and extending your arms out straight. Resting your forehead on the mat, breathing into this. And then let's slowly come back up, re-flip your mat out and onto the floor. We have made it to mountain 3, congratulations. Let's just lower our body down onto the mat. And just put the palms of your legs together, drop your head down. And let's lift up opposite arm to opposite leg, breathing into this. So opposite arm to opposite leg, head is parallel and looking straight down. And hold here, hold, lower down, lift the other leg and opposite arm up, hold it. And then lower down, let's go into reach behind if you can, grab one leg and then the other. See if you can start to lift up, pulling up. Your knees are pulling in, not out, so lift up, you can roll a little bit with this, rock a little and massage your muscles and your bones there. And then let's lower down and rest to one side. We're going to do that 2 more times. So come back to the center, lifting up one leg, and then the other, going into bow pose. So lifting up here, breathing into this. And then lowering down and resting to one side. Just let your body sink into the ground here. We're going to do bow pose one more time. So let's come back to the center, bring your hand, one leg back and then the other, and lift up. Beautiful, and then slowly lower down. Lower those legs, bring those legs back in together, bring your hands in really tight. Roll your shoulders up and around, squeeze. Get those legs together, squeeze those shoulder blades together. Your hands should be able to lift up here. And then just lower down for a moment. Just roll those hips side to side. And then let's do that again. Let's come back in. Shoulders lift up and roll back. And lifting up and squeezing here. Pick those hands up. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And then lower down. Rest to one side. Let your body just sink into the ground. Roll those hips side to side. I'm going to do that one more time. So come back to the center, hands here. Roll those shoulders back, lift up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Good job. And then lower down. Let's press, lift, and roll all the way back into extended child's pose. And then let's just come forward and just bend back. Let's do that again here, doing this. And rolling into this. One more time. Let's do that once more. Just hold that when we get to here. So just hold here, breathe into this. And release out of this. Let's turn around and come into a sit position on our mats. We're going to lift up into tabletop. So there's 2 ways you can do it. Let's do it this one way first, and then I'll show you the other way. Okay, so our knees are right here, hands right near your butt. And you're just going to lift up, lifting up. Try to have your knees right over your ankles. Lift your bottom up as high as you can. And you can drop your neck back, breathing into this. And then slowly lowering down. So you can do it that way again, or a little bit more challenging way to do it is extending your legs out, pressing your heels into the mat. Hands right here, or you can make fists and lift up here. And we're going to lift up, lifting our bottom up all the way off the floor and dropping our head back if you can. And then let's slowly lower down. Let's bring those legs back in together. Extend one leg out straight, bend the other one in, and let's slowly lower down, lowering down one vertebrae at a time. Once we're all the way here, bring both legs in towards your chest. Little massaging, and then roll the other way. And then let's extend our legs all the way up to the sky and go into a dead bug pose. Just pulling those legs down. Your feet are flexed and flat. And just breathe into this. And then extend your legs out straight and breathe into this. And then let's slowly bring those legs in, and we're in an inversion here. I'm just gonna make sure you're in the middle of your mat or you have room to lift over, so we can stay with our legs right here, or you can press your hands into the mat and roll up and lift over, coming here into plow. Just walk your shoulders a little bit, so trying to get your toes down to the floor, just breathing into this. And then let's slowly come up. I can't believe how many people are here across the way mowing the lawn. There's like 10 lawnmowers and 5 weed-eating men. So let's lift all the way up here as high as we can. And then you can drop out into an upside down V if you want. Or slowly come up, drop your legs down, come up and back down. Just kind of play with this, do what you want to do. Then let's come all the way back down. And let's slowly lower back down one vertebrae at a time. And let's go into fish, lifting your bottom up and extending your legs out, arching back, breathing into this. Countering those back bends with forward bends. And let's slowly roll out of this. Let's inhale our arms up over our head. Exhale down, pull one leg in towards your chest. If you want, if your low back hurts, then I'll keep this leg bent. Or you can have this out straight, and let's just roll it to one side. A nice little spinal twist. Let's readjust our shoulders so your shoulders are flat on the mat. And just breathe into this. You can look the opposite way. And then let's slowly come back to the center and switch sides, pulling the other leg in towards our chest and rolling over to the side. Arms out here. Readjust so your shoulders are flat on the mat, and breathe into this. And then let's slowly come back to the center. Bring those legs back in towards your chest. Let's extend one leg out and then the other one. Inhale your arms up over your head. On the exhale, flex your toes and inhale and point. Exhale and flex. One more time. And then let's just rest our hands on our hip bones. Let your legs flap out to the side. Let's close our eyes and let's do 10 deep breaths here. Nice big breaths. Letting your body sink into the ground. Inhaling and exhaling through your nose. Let's do that. A few more breaths. Just letting your body sink into the ground, noticing how you feel now versus when you first started. Let's start to come back. Let's wiggle our fingers and toes. Move your butt around a little bit. And then let's inhale our arms up over our head. Exhale one arm down and just roll yourself into a fetal position to the side. Roll to the side, come into a little fetal position here. And then let's come all the way up, coming into a sit position on our mats. Readjusting ourselves. Let's inhale up here. Let's inhale up and sit up nice and tall. Let's clasp our hands together. Let's do that again. Inhale and sit up. And let's exhale one arm down here and just reach over to the side. And then come back to the center and switch sides. And then let's inhale and come all the way back up, reaching up to the sky. Clasp your hands together, come down in your heart center. Let's do a couple trunk rolls to each side. So inhaling. One more. And let's switch, going the other way. Another time. And one more. Coming back to the center, let's inhale our arms all the way up to the sky. Clasp your hands, come down into your heart center. You've worked your body mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Namaste. So, you've made it. Thank you for joining me for a full hour of YogaShape Method, athletic fitness yoga to make you sweat. If you've enjoyed this class, then please share it with your friends and family. I'm streaming live on Saturdays and Sundays. I also just started a YouTube channel where you can find many of these classes. I'm also the founder of Yoga Fun Day, which is a yoga and wellness festival, and we are working fast and furiously behind the scenes to be dropping our dates for Yoga Fun Day Miami coming soon, hopefully this year, if not next year. And we've got some other behind the scene things that we're working on to bring to you that should be really fun and exciting. So if you haven't, if you could, please go to my YouTube channel and subscribe, because I would like to get a few more subscribers than the very, very few that I have. So again, this is Sam coming from my house to yours. Hopefully you enjoyed this class during this crazy time and have a great rest of your day. It is, the space launch is today, so hopefully you're tuning in to see that live today. I think it's at 3:33. Okay, everyone, I'm going to sign off. I will see you tomorrow morning on the mat. Mwah. Bye.